Welcome back to y'all's favorite video, the excessively long, probably way too long, over dramatic Monday update video. And there's a lot going on today, non-crypto related. I am in the fantasy football Super Bowl, which has a pretty decent amount of chunk of cheddar relying on that. Nice little chunk of money. It's a league that I'm in with a bunch of friends that I went to high school and played football with back in the 90s, which probably a lot of y'all weren't born yet. And so I'm going to be kind of cutting in between this video, trying to watch that. And if I seem to get irritated in the middle of the video, that's probably why. More grumpier than normal. But we're going to go over some stuff, seeing kind of what's going on with the crypto market. And it seems like it's a broken record, but unless you live underneath the rock, you know what it's like right now. And while we are up compared to where we were a couple of months ago, some people still think it's the end of the world, like as if it's not going to go up. We normally see this at the end of the year, whether you want to call it tax harvesting or whatever, or the look at what the past cycles have done going into a bull cycle. I watched the video earlier today with Tyler. If y'all haven't caught that, you know I'm very big on Tyler on YouTube. You need to go watch that video where he talks about kind of what's going on with the market. And despite what people say, including myself, the cycle is basically going the way it normally goes. It's nothing new. So that's one thing. Some announcements from some projects and different things like that. So before we get too deep into it, the usual spiel, please make sure you hit that like button underneath. Helps out the channel, helps out this video, and all the videos, all the projects I have tagged in this description below. YouTube algorithm pushes that out for everybody. So without wasting too much more time, I'm going to try to make this a shorter video. A lot of stuff is just rinse and repeat, and it's going to be the same thing it was last week. So there's no real reason to go over a lot of this stuff. But let's get into it and see what's going on with this. So just enough to make me nauseous. Goff goes and throws a 42-yard touchdown pass where I can't stand. I think it's very bad luck. I'm very superstitious. I'm not superstitious about a lot of things in life, but for some reason, fantasy football, I am very superstitious about. I can't stand even when people start telling me congratulations too early. I've had way too many games where people have come back and win. This thing has me winning by 90%, and I don't know why, because he's already scored. We're only halfway, not even halfway through the second quarter, and he's already scored like a third of the points that he needs to beat me. It's stupid, and I'm going to be sick to my stomach until this is over with. I've been in the Super Bowl several times in my league since 2000. I've only won it like once. If anybody follows NFL, about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a game with Pittsburgh, I think it was, where they should have nailed it at the end of the game because they were up by a lot. And at the end of the game, when they should have nailed it, they ended up running some kind of 60-yard play. I was winning that game until that stupid, when they should have nailed it, ran it all the way back, and from a running play or something, and I lost the game. And I got a bad feeling, even with Joe Burrow scoring 42 points, got a bad feeling about this game. Bad feeling, and I'm gonna quit fantasy football. I'll be done with it. I can't handle this no more. So let's get back into what y'all came here for. So here we are with Bitcoin. It's the 1 hour chart. And last week when we did this video, and I told you I don't sweat nothing, it was at 97,000, somewhere around there, 94,000, 95,000. Got back up to almost 100,000 as a Christmas gift to y'all. And now we've come down, I think it was roughly like about 15, 14% or something like that. And, we thought we were going to have a pretty good recovery right here when it came back up. And it just had this huge candle that came in and wiped it out. Watching the videos I'm watching, y'all know you don't come to me with TA stuff. No, this is financial advice because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But what I will say is, just going off of what several people are saying, they think it's going to continue this route until Inauguration Day. What gives them that? What tells them that? I don't know. But you're hearing, and I kept saying this magic number last week of about 88, 87,000. But you have people who are saying 82, 80, 82. I don't know why. I don't know where, the last support has been around. But still, when you look at this, like I said, back in November, you were at this point. I still don't see this as the end of the world. I think this is the end of the year stuff. We go through this. And what Tyler showed earlier was it did this same type of thing with this big kind of pullback before it went crazy. And every bull cycle, the beginning, the new year of every bull cycle, major bull cycle, kind of hit this high, hit this low, and then just took off. Still say we in for a huge 2025. You have a new president coming in, despite how you might feel about him, very pro crypto legislature coming in, rate drops, economy getting better. I think it's ripe, and I just think this is still all temporary. I know when you look at your wallets, you don't want to hear about how temporary it is, but it's still, it is what it is. You have Ethereum kind of doing that same thing. When I looked at Solana earlier, Solana was up to 260 at the end of November. Again, this is the 1-day chart. At the 1 hour or even the 4-hour chart, you had Solana 248. Last week's video, you had Solana somewhere around here, 198 down to 188. And y'all know me. When I see Solana dipping hard, not right now because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, not gonna try to act tough or rich. Christmas wiped me out with the family and the kids and everything we got going on. So I don't have a lot of extra cheddar and stuff like that. Y'all know I'm into vet being down to 4.42. And when I get alarms that vet has fell down this low, I'm jumping on vet when I have the money. That's what I'm DCAing into. Is AVAX. Again, AVAX just early in the month was at $53, $55, down to $35. So to me, that's a good thing. I'm still DCAing into Peak when I have some extra money and stuff like that. Peak also was at 75 cents a while back, down to 50. But we know we got more and more projects. Silencio did an announcement that they have more transactions now on Peak than ever before, or something like that. So this is kind of what I don't want to say hope and a prayer, but kind of what I'm jumping into, trying to just load a bag up of this since this is a new crypto that a lot of these deep in projects. So that's about as much time we'll spend on charts. I know y'all don't come here for all that kind of stuff like that. So without no further ado, we're gonna go ahead and roll into some of our projects. Kind of just skip over, I don't want to say skip over them, but I'm gonna try to breeze through them a little bit quicker than normal, just because I know y'all don't like them hour-long videos, even with chapters. So let's get started and find out what's going on with those. All right, starting off with our first project. Nothing has changed. If y'all follow my Twitter X at all, y'all know still posting about them and stuff like that. Is going to be Entropy, or as I like to call it, Entropy. And my first device that I had on it is making me still about $19 a day. The price fluctuates a decent amount. Early when I updated this earlier today, it was at 0.00013. Now it's at 0.00015. And it's making about 130,000 entropy a day, which gives me about $19 a day that I'm making right now. Yes, they have the second law. Yes, it's kind of difficult to get into the project. It's not easy for everyone. I know there's going to be some people complain about it. Hey, I don't work for them or anything like that. I just know you can dig a hole, put it on Twitter, hope to get accepted, put a little effort into the hole, more than 3 inches deep, and hope for the best. I hate to say that, but that's part. And be active in their Discord. That's another thing they look for. They want to see people being active on it. I have a second cred. That second cred, I have never ever touched it. I've been mining on that one for couldn't even tell you since I started this several months back. Don't quote me on it. I want to say that it's got. I know it's got several million entropy that's been burned, because if you don't collect it every 7 days and move it from their holding to your wallet, it burns after 7 days. So I have never touched it. So it's burned continuously. And so far that has burned over $2,000 worth of entropy. So that should show y'all how much I'm into this project and how much I support this project. I have a third cred that I was given because of the amount of videos and different things like that I do. And That one's making a little bit less than the first one. And so I don't know exactly what it's making, but I'm just sitting there. I'm not cashing out. Now, what I will tell everybody is I also have another wallet that I purchase Entropy with every now and then, depending on, I might take some Helium IOT money, or if I have some cash on the side for something. And what I've been doing is I have been buying low, and then when it gets up to a certain amount, I might sell $25 or $30 of it. And then as soon as some person jeets, as they call the sells, and they'll go sell $1,000 worth or something like that, and it drops the price. I'll have a auto sale now set up through Jupiter that when it drops to a certain price, I just buy that $25 or $30 back. And then when it gets back up again, I'm going to sell some of it, put the auto buy in, and I just keep collecting it through that also. So that should also show you how positive I am on that project. So moving on. If y'all want to see anything about Entropy, go to their website, justentropy.lol. Go to their Twitter. Be active on their Twitter. Be active in their Discord if you want to get in that project. Again, all it does is work off an ESP32 device like this, and which was, I think, 3 for $18. I should be having a link in my description below if you want to use that for this and the other project. That's it. Next is Soarchain. So Soarchain, despite what some people, let me see how I can put it. The tokenomics have issues. I'll say it like to effect like that, and not really what we think. The exchanges, it's kind of like they were so worried about going to TGE, they didn't do their homework on the how to get a token out there. They were just so rushed to get that done, and the fact that it's only, even after this time, it's only on 2 CEXs, maybe 3, nothing real big or popular. Despite what the volume is, despite that this is a working, supposedly serious project, and it's still only on CE, the 2 or 3 CEXs it's on, I have issue with that. A lot of people have issue with that. I still think this is a viable project. Some people might disagree, but hey, as of right now, I'm making $5 a day on this, even with the token price down. And with this at $5 a day, you can still ROI in about 15 days. And that's what the price rate is now. We've been declining in price along with the rest of the market. I think, again, they need to jumpstart it. They're going to have to put some type of liquidity into this token, something to jumpstart it, get in on a bigger CEX or something like that. It was up to 5 cents, 6 cents, 4 cents, and eventually came down. Looking at this price, it wasn't that long ago that this was at 4 cents and 5 cents. This thing goes back to 5 cents. That means, depending on how long you keep your phone connected for, that will sit there and give you about $10 a day, which means you could ROI on this device in 8 days. So, and then after that, you just lanyap, as I like to call it, as we call it down here in Louisiana, and it's just extra at that point. And I had this discussion before earlier today with somebody where people talk about how successful a project is we look at some projects that have some great tokenomics pricing, and yet we don't know what's going on with that project. If their project's even full net, test net, main net, whatever you want to call it, we have to separate it sometimes. And I know projects that Helium is a successful project, despite how some people want to ignore, maybe argue with me. And you look at the price, though, of Helium, what's happened to it since the bull market, you would not think it's positive, that it's a fully positive project or successful project. And I still question what kind of market it's going to be for Soarchain. What are they targeting or anything like that? But you can't deny the fact that right now you're making $5 a day, which is $150 a month. And if you keep your phone connected, some people are taking battery packs, putting in their phone in their vehicle so it never disconnects. Then you're probably making well over 200, 220 tokens a day, which is going to be even more money. So if anybody's interested in it, I have a code for Soarchain below. which will give you an additional discount on getting that price lower and put it in your hands so you can start. Now, it is a pain in the butt to tether it to your phone. I don't want to get in full detail of that. I got several videos on that, on how that works. But if you're interested in Soarchain, check that out. All right, moving on. So for our next project, we're going to have GEODNET. GEODNET has actually had, even though we're in a price, kind of a price downcline overall in the market, you can see that that GEODNET has actually had a 16% increase since our last video. It was at 21 cents. It's now 24 cents. Compared to what these other projects are doing, this is actually very, very good right now. So I can say that GeoNet, as far as pricing concerned, is holding its own, staying steady or going up. And it's still rocking steady. It's a good project. We know it's got customers behind it. If y'all are interested in it, cheap plug right here that I'm gonna give myself is go to hivefix.ai and you can purchase that 10% off. You know, that project is close to, $400-$600, something like that. So 10% off, $60. If you get the device that's combined with Wingbits, you're getting almost $100 off. And these devices are still selling. I'm gonna get more into that when we get to the Wingbits section. But GeoNet's still rocking, and there's nothing really I can say about it other than it's rocking. Still going. Moving on. WeatherXM. WeatherXM right now, I'm not making anything. For some reason, 7 days ago, my WeatherXM device has gone offline and it will not reconnect. I don't know if several days of it being cloudy and foggy caused that the solar panel is not charging the battery inside. I haven't had time to really check it out because we've been off of work. I've been on vacation and it's on the roof of my building. I have a weather station here at my house. So that's why that one's at, and there's really no that many weather stations where my office is. It's a rural area. So the weather station's there. I didn't have a chance to get on top of that roof to go check it out. I know it's still there because when I parked today at work, I could see it up there, so it didn't blow away, but I don't know what's going on with it. I can just tell you right now it's offline, so I have not made anything per day. Last I checked, it was making $1.10 a day. And if any of y'all in WeatherXM know anything of what is going on with this price action, I don't know. It's actually up almost 3% in the last week. But as you can see, it went from 47 cents. It had a huge price increase. It had a price increase up to 8.63 cents, came back down, and then went back all the way up to 73 cents. And then immediately crashed all the way down to 43 cents. Came back up to 63 cents, back down to 49 cents, up to 56 cents, 57 cents, 58 cents, and then has come down. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Like this guy says, y'all can't see it. Somebody's super bullish because this is a very low cap coin. I know a lot of people are looking for that. Got only 100 million WeatherXM. So with that, this is only ranked 43-1. If you base it strictly off cap, I can see this price. This is not financial advice. I know I hate doing any kind of TA like this, but when you look at a 4,300 ranked token, you know what that tells me? It tells me it's got a lot of room to grow. Now, it has to get liquidity into it. It has to be a reason why people need to buy it. You have to inject more liquidity into it. Whatever way you want to look at it is, there's only a 60 million circulating supply. So we know that price has a lot of room to grow. I'm not touching my WeatherXM, even though it says I'm making $1 something a day. I have not touched it, and I'm just letting it accumulate when it's online. I can tell you this: if there's something wrong with this device, I will not be buying another one. I can tell you that now. I'll just be out the project. I will take that money and put it into Nubula or one of these other ones. I'm not, but I knew that this was a cheap plastic issue. If y'all follow this video, any of my videos at all, I've always had connectivity issues, even though technically the thing is right above my roof of my ceiling, where my office is. So it's got a roof, and that's the only thing in between it. I got the external tenor on the little, was it MX3 device or whatever it's called, with the jumper inside of it. Before anybody wants to comment and tell me I connected it wrong. And it's always had connectivity issues. Now it just has not connected in 7 days. So I don't know what's going on with it. We'll figure it out. But that's WeatherXM. I know they got people out there, to be fair, who are still saying they plan on buying more of these devices because it's making $1.10 per day. You're right. Compared with the projects, we're about to see this big jump of what we're making per day. $1.10 per day is pretty good right now in these projects. So going off to the next video going off to the next one is going to be NATIX. End of the month comes in 2 days. We'll see what we made in NATIX. Been averaging about 86 cents per day. Y'all know how I feel about NATIX right now. I don't really run it when I do little short trips as much anymore because I think it's got so many issues. So look, my son's screaming at Alexa to turn all of our front lights off from red to green to white. You know, I don't know what this generation would do without Alexa. Soon Alexa will be able to wipe your butt for you. Hey Alexa, wipe my butt. Anyway, so I had to pause the video while he's screaming at Alexa to turn the lights all to white. You know, then we'll put Mardi Gras lights up. Purple, green, gold. I don't know why he just didn't do that now. Anyway, so going back to NATIX. NATIX will be updating soon. We'll see what NATIX is going to do. Somehow I'm ranked higher. I don't know if they have taken some gamers out the loop or something like that. Haven't had any really long trips or anything like that. But somehow I'm ranked in the top 200 with normally I'm 400 or 500. I don't know. So we'll see what kind of reward that gets. But I keep reminding myself that it's a free project. So you want to download NATIX, I have a code below. They'll give you some bonus to start off with. And you can map with NATIX. Doesn't cost anything. And see what you get out of it. ERWIN is another one of our ESP32 projects. And you can go check them out. I think a lot of y'all have not been really up to date on what's going on with them. I know that every 3 days you have to go to the Discord. Even though I'm in the Discord and I talked to some guys in there, every 3 days you have to go there and charge your miner, which is basically going to a charge channel on the Discord, in their Discord, and press charge to allow you to keep mining. I guess that's their way of keeping up with the project, which I don't do. I forget about it. And then the 5th or 6th day, I'll be like, oh man, I didn't go charge my thing lately, even though I've been in the Discord. So I'm going to say I'm making 56 cents a day. It's going to be very close to that. Grass is having the same type of price issues, kind of like some of these other projects are. They're going down. They're down to 11.5% in 7 days. For the month, they're down 31%. Again, I am not a token expert. First of all, they do have a 243.9 million circulating supply, and I want y'all to compare this to what we just talked about with WeatherXM. This is about double than what WeatherXM was, a little more, actually, a good amount more than what WeatherXM's circulating supply was. And you look at this price action at 223, it is ranked 146, and that shows you how much what I was saying with WeatherXM and how much it has room to grow compared to what this one was. WeatherXM has 60 million circulating supply with 100 max. This was at 48 cents. So really, more circulating supply, which a lot of y'all noticed already. This really should be higher. But again, that's why it's ranked 4303. But it ain't just about circulating supply. You have to have the liquidity in it. You have to have people putting into it and believing in the project. But here's grass, and I still say the same thing, repeating myself, I'm sorry, like a broken record. But until the way grass is doing this, I think is killing the price action. Again, I'll say this every week also. Grass has proven me wrong every step of the way. It's one thing that I'm not the only one saying this. There are a lot of other YouTubers and influencers say that same thing. Not that I consider myself an influencer. So I'm gonna say the same spiel I always say about grass. I'm gonna put this big on the screen so that make sure y'all paying attention to me. Just because of the kind of job I'm in at work and amount of training I've had, I still don't touch grass to put it on a main computer. Y'all know this big supercomputer that took me 6 months to build because all the overboard stuff I put into it. Grass or Honeygain or those type of projects are not going to touch this computer. I'm doing financial stuff on this computer. crypto stuff in this computer. My laptop that I also sit on the couch or with my lazy weekends and do some financial and crypto stuff on. My main laptop, grass is not on it. It ain't touching it. Now, 2 laptops in the corner that are on separate networks I have that I pay separately for. Grass is running in it and Honeygain's running on it. My 6 BitHarvest devices, and hold on one second. Please hold. I actually took down a station that I had to redo. It had some issues, and it was used to be at one time Helium Black Station rack miner that I actually took the Helium device out of because I was an idiot. But hey, I've proclaimed I was wrong on that. But anyway, this is going to be converted over my next couple of days off to my 7th BitHarvest device, because this will be on a separate network at a host location in Mississippi, and it will run grass. It's going to run Wingbits DIY, because that's what this was running before, and it's going to run Honeygain and Curecorn and stuff like that. I run grass on those type of devices. I don't have to worry about it. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier, what I think is killing grass right now is the fact that they're waiting so long to give out tokens again. You have to go through 7 or 8 epochs. We're only on either maybe number 3, and you have to wait so long to get these tokens. It's gonna be months before we get tokens again in grass. I think that's killing it. Then what's gonna happen is all this grass is gonna come out. Hopefully the price comes up. That's what it did before. When we had the grass drop before, I think the price started at like 50, 60 cents, something like that. 61 cents is where it started at. I don't know if y'all can see that. 62 cents. And at one point was up to 350, 380, 385 again. That was only last week, and now it's down to 220. So maybe it comes back up. I'm staking all my grass on the grass website through the BitHarveststudio server or validator, whatever you want to call it. It had some pretty good rates. I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked at it in a month. So I probably need to go take I need to go take my rewards from it and just recompound it in there. But I'm staking all of my grass rewards. But look, if you're interested in grass, please use my link below. You know, it's my usual spiel. It helps me out. You know, but people don't realize it. Me as a struggling YouTube person, even though I got 26,000 subscribers, I make about $1 a video. Some make less, some make a little bit more, so it averages about $1 a video. So if people think I'm making it, I'm in this for the money. That's why I push some of these links, because that money comes in. And I need a new monitor, because this monitor is struggling. It's an old monitor I had on a new computer. I need to do some soundproofing in this room, fix some lighting and still in this room. And y'all purchasing stuff like that, y'all using my links below, helps me out with that. Don't think I'm just buying Water bourbon with it. I know I haven't talked about Water bourbon in a while. I'll be celebrating with that tonight if I happen to win. Let's check in on that. To make me sweat to the end. Golf through a touchdown, 9.5 points. I don't trust this whole percentage thing at all. I've had where this season where it had me as a 99% favorite to win, and I lost in the last drive. So I'm not sweating this at all. But what he did in this already, if he does this again in the third quarter and fourth quarter, I lost. So it's going to come down to the wire. Let's get back to our video. So we'll see what grass, we'll see what grass does. I don't know. So, but this next project I'm about to discuss right here, I moved up from one of the bottom sections to the mainnet, because it is on mainnet. It's been out for some time. It's a video I wanted to do for a long time. I finally released that video this morning, and to go show you that I know I don't know everything. I was immediately schooled about I need to get it updated because I'm using the old version, and I'm hurting myself. And what is that project? That project is called Honeygain. Now, catch the video, check the video out. It's not a long video. I know I say that about a lot of stuff. This was only, seriously, not a long video at all. Under 15 minutes. It might even be 8, 9 minutes. I don't remember. But Honeygain, if you're running grass on those laptops, like I told you, all the laptops, whatever you're running grass on, you can additionally run Honeygain. Now, what I did not realize about Honeygain, that I had people who have supported my channel for a long time, and I thank those guys for that, is on the video yesterday, I talked about running Honeygain, And I'm gonna tell y'all, I have cashed out already $100 worth of this that I used in November during one of my hunting trips. And I have probably 7 or 8 devices now running Honeygain. Majority of them are BitHarvest devices because you can use third-party software on these type of devices, or even not even a Helium device. It can be a Pi, it can be an old laptop. I had an old computer right here that I showed y'all last night. That I thought it was right here, but old Lenovo, what they used to call a Tiny, with an i5 processor that's 10 years old, running Linux, Ubuntu, Debian that can run a lot of these projects, Brass, Honeygain, and Pawns and stuff like that. So BitHarvest or even Crank, like I said, third party project. I ain't got nothing against Crank. I just haven't used them, but I have nothing negative to say about Crank. But you can run it also. But for those who watch my video, the only thing I did not know the updated part was up here on the top is where it says jump task. That is technically the crypto side of this project, I'm being told. But again, I'll tell y'all, I'm running this on 6 or 7 projects or 6 or 7 devices, maybe more than that, maybe 8. And I'm gonna keep track of how much I have to cash out. So we'll keep up with that, and we'll see this. If you're interested in Honeygain, again, if you're running grass already on anything, you can run Honeygain also. You might as well. Make sure you enable jump task. I have a link below. Make sure you use it. Please help a brother out. Use my link, join Honeygain, make some more passive income. And again, I've told you all this before in the past. It's probably been a while since I've said it, but yes, there's a lot of projects that make 75 cents a day, $1 a day, 65 cents a day, 75 cents a day, 8 cents. But if we're in enough projects, you stacking up, you might be making $5 or $6 a day. Well, probably more than that because you look at GeoNet and some of these other ones. But I'm talking about these ones that somebody might say, man, Honeygain makes 39 cents a day, 40 cents a day, but it's completely passive income. And I like passive income that I don't have to touch it. I have this programmed into a laptop computer somewhere in the corner or on my BitHarvest device, and I don't have to touch it. So that's Honeygain. And let's move on to the next one. All right, going over to our next project is going to be nothing much more to say about Helium. I found that Helium IOT's price is really latched on to what Helium HNT price is. I don't know if that's purposely locked in. I remember reading that after that vote came in, that those prices will be kind of locked together. HNT goes down, IoT is going to go down, vice versa. That was so that nobody crashed IoT as they traded IoT back into HNT. And IoT has taken a pretty good price dump, 20%. It was at 0.001. Now it's down to 0.0092. And when you look at what Helium did, Helium is down 16 to 17%. So, like I said, kind of latched on each other. It went from 715 down to 595. I know it's kind of hard for you all to look at, but 595 going the wrong direction. Here I am the last week, been taking my IoT rewards like basically every day, converting it back to HNT because we know Helium is despite what some people want to argue, successful network, DPIN, IoT project that's out there, network, mobile, everything else like that. You would think with HNT going back to getting rewarded to IoT devices and to the mobile device and stuff, hey, I'm not sweating this just yet because we know the market has been down also 15, 60%. And normally we can match that up. That's why we go over that. Bitcoin and Solana price before we start this long spiel. So I'm not sweating that yet. I will say just for transparency, I have taken about half to 3/4 of my IoT already, converted that to Helium. For some reason, I'm an idiot and I'm still holding on to 200,000 or 300,000 worth of IoT. I don't know why, but I'm just holding on to it just in case for some reason there's a good price fluctuation that makes it an advantage that to cash in at a later time for HNT. But I'm sure I'll get burned. I'll burn myself on that. I don't know. So that is the helium price. Looking at the mobile price also is down about 12%. So, they're all down. Again, I think this is more market than anything else. But, one, I cover this because there's a lot of people here who are still, who came from helium, who are in this project still with us. Every now and then, I still, especially like after this vote happened, I still see people talking about buying helium devices. Y'all are adults. Y'all do y'all. Again, none of this is financial advice. I could be way wrong. Helium could go back to $40, $50 a piece, and I could look like an idiot. But right now, at the price it's at right now, you buying an IoT device on eBay for $125, you're still going to take 220 days or 225 days to ROI on that. So you're looking at 3/4 of a year before you can even before you can ROI. Again, some people into helium and want to stack those devices, and it works out for them. That's fine. Hey, it's on you. Helium, also IoT. We know that um, HIP 137, I think it was, where the China frequency or group or whatever it was, basically all those were banned. That did give a little bit of an increase to every IoT device I have. It is a noticeable increase. How about that? Um, if you were making 300 IoT before, you're probably making like 390 now. If you were making 1,000 before a day, like I have some devices making 1,000 IoT a day or 900 IoT a day, I'm now making 990 to 1,000 a day. So it has been a noticeable increase in those since those China devices that were gaming. They know they weren't providing any data to the network at all. Basically, a bunch of them that they thought that they knew was gaming, all close to each other. Every day they were taking all their IoT profits and cashing them out every single day. They finally, why it took this long, I don't know. I do question that, but hey, that's just me. Moving on from Helium IoT. DIMO, look, DIMO, you've heard me like a repeated record. I don't want to keep hashing it, but my device that says it hasn't been connected in 17 years, even though it says connected, didn't give me any rewards this week. DIMO contacted me with a ticket I've had open for months saying they are shipping me a new one, and I had to send them all my information. And now they're saying they're shipping me a label or sending me a label through email to RMA, and I have to send my device back to them. Hope it doesn't get lost. And then they're going to ship me a new device back. So that's going to be weeks or 2 weeks at least with no rewards. I don't know if they turned mine off now because now mine ain't get nothing. So what I wanted to show on here was, as y'all can see, if you get a new device for DIMO right now, you're making 22 cents a day. That's worse than helium. So what does that equal out to? Now, before anybody corrects me, I understand the price is down some, but going off today's price, you're looking at about 400 days to ROI on a $100 device on this project. 400 days. That's more than a year. So my fellow YouTubers that I have respect for, who will tell people that they can get rich off this project and all this stuff like that, comparing the DIMO macarons that use the helium network, you're making 22 cents a day. Now, later, I'm maxed out. I think it's maxed out, but I'm at level 4 for my other two devices. I'm making 44 cents a day. So you're still looking at 200 plus days to ROI right now. DIMO, for the price, it's been almost the same since last week. It was at 17 cents last week. It actually jumped up to 19 and 20 cents during the middle of the week and came back down to 17 cents. So whether that's from the market or what's going on with, I know there's a lot of people who are very positive pro DIMO. So I think the project itself is going good. We talked about that earlier. I don't want to rehash all that, but you can make a decision on your own if whether or not that makes sense to you. Moving on. Testnet, Wingbits. Wingbits devices, I'm still seeing that code being used. It's quite astounding, to be honest with you, that since I think it was October, those devices went online for sale, and still now you have people who are still buying those devices. Whether it's the Wingbits stations by themselves, whether it's the Wingbits/GeoDNet stations, they're still being sold. Um, there was an update. I'm gonna do a little video on it later. There was an update about the Geosigners. The Geosigners are just finishing production. That was on their announcements page. Let's read it directly so I don't get it wrong. So a lot of people probably haven't seen this yet. It just came out 2 or 3 hours ago, and this is the Geosigner. Geosigner production has been progressing nicely for the last 6 weeks. Now y'all have to remember, Wingbits is not producing any of this stuff, so we can't get upset with Wingbits if some people thought, including myself, I ain't gonna lie to you, that this would be our Christmas present, that we would have these in hand by Christmas, and then the new devices will be shipping out beginning of the year. We thought that was going to happen. So far, it has not happened. So you can't blame Wingbits for this. They're at the mercy of their manufacturers, which is HiFix. So Geosonic production has been progressing nicely for the last 6 weeks. The finished and tested units actually started coming off production line Christmas Day. First units are now about to make their way, starting on Monday, over to the third-party logistics provider in Shenzhen, ready for shipments to commence shortly after they receive them. We plan to ship out on the first in, first out basis. There'll be more information. You got all kinds of people asking questions about how to set this up. Listen, with Wingbits, I can guarantee you there'll be very thorough instructions. This isn't like some of these other fly-by-night projects. They're going to tell us how to do it. And yours truly, who's been the Wingbits fan, the Wingbits promoter guy since the beginning, for 18 months now, is going to have a thorough video on it also. So that's how much I'm supporting this project. And I even have it on my sleeve somewhere. So we're going to have a video on it. So this is the clear case was the test versions. I'm assuming that's what the Geosigner looks like. And then they also have this video that they also showed also. And you're going to unplug it. Why it comes with a cap, I don't know. It's just to be fancy. I mean, you got to like the design. It is clean. I see it has an R and a B on it. I'm sure there's going to be some type of script of. So, like I said, they have this cap right here. Why are they going to do this? I don't know. But just leave the cap off. But I guess that's the way it's made. I don't care. You plug it in USB. It's going to come with its own GPS antenna. I'm seeing people ask all these questions already. Look, it's been a long Monday. I was in a horrible mood this morning. Y'all thought I was grumpy. I was grumpy squared this morning, like magnified. I had to go take a ride. And just seeing people ask goofy questions already without giving them a chance to even give out information is just, come on, guys. Do you really think they can withhold information from you? But it's going to come with its own GPS antenna. If you need longer, you can extend it. You will be responsible for having to get a longer GPS wire or extension, SMA, whatever like that. Again, I'm going to do a video on all that. I'm even going to get a extension wire to share with y'all, because I know for a fact I have 14 of these to put out for myself. That's including 4 or 5 that's going to be across the United States. I'm actually going to put 2 more stations out in Mississippi coming up, and I'm holding off, which I'm playing this game right now because they're unplugged, but I'm holding off on this because I don't want to go drive all the way to Mississippi and possibly even Missouri, because I can't get that host to plug it in. And then the next week, the Geosigner comes out. But I have to go do it. I have to go do it for my family because I talked them into going to get into Wingbits. I got to do it for 2 of my friends because I talked them into getting Wingbits, and I handle basically all of it. And I'm not even making anything off their machines. At the time, it was just to get more people involved in it. Now that I know more about it, they're killing me in rewards. But anyway, so I'm going to have a full video on how to do all this. What the script's going to be. I have to get with the BitHarvest guys because I want to see what's their plan, if there's a script involved in this, how we're going to run it on BitHarvest. I don't know if they know yet. They might know. I haven't talked to them yet about it. But that's what this is about right now with Wingbits. And just a reminder, the sooner we can get these Geosigners set up, I see people already online making excuses. Listen, one of my hosts won't be back at his station. Luckily, it stays online, but he goes off for the winter. He's not at his house. I don't know if it gets rented out or something. It's not my business, but he won't be back till April. I'm just going to lose out on that device. But I'm not going to sit there and try to cry about it and get them to hold up the deadline, because the sooner we can get Geosigners set up and they can start figuring out who's gaming, because let's be honest, there's people out there gaming. Yes, I'm accusing that other person, not you, but that other person next to you or something behind you. I'm never going to accuse y'all directly. There's somebody out there gaming. We all know that. And we need to get those fished out, cleaned out, filleted out, whatever you want to call it, bone in ribeye, and get them out of here so we can go to mainnet in TGE. And the longer we try to hold off getting Geosigners hooked up, the longer it's going to be. And Grumpy's going to get in trouble because Mr. Axie or somebody is going to start telling Grumpy to calm down, because after about 30 or so days, when people start crying and want to push Geosigners longer, I'm going to start making a-hole comments about, you're not going to hold up this project, get the dang thing done, or just accept or open up a ticket. That's my thing. My thing is, it should be, once these things are shipped out, they know they're going out, you give them 30 days. And if they need longer than 30 days, put a ticket in. That's Grumpy's advice. That's Grumpy's wish. But guess what? Grumpy never gets his way normally. So that is just what I'm saying. Please don't repeat that as part of the project. That's up to them on how long they want to give. I'm thinking this might be close to 45 days and then put a ticket in. I don't know. I still say, hey, I think it needs to be 14 days. The quicker we can get it done, the quicker we can start getting them to analyze the data. They already got paying customers. We learned that in the AMA. So those doubters need to shut up and get in the back of the room. And we need to get moving with this project. Let's go. All right. So moving on to our next project. If I wanted to start giving an award out for who has the most FUD each week, this is my next project of the most FUD that is going on right now, currently in there. And I'm pretty sure I covered this FUD in last Monday's video, but it is still going on and people are losing their mind over it. And what is it? Silencio. And these people, they did some type of pre-sale. A lot of us question it. I even question it. They're bragging all the time about all the money they're bringing in, fundraising, and all the stuff they're doing. Why did you have to have a pre-sale, set the price awfully low, and people are losing their mind when they do the math? And then tokenomics somehow getting released out where they think the tokenomics is going to be, and trying to explain to people that full potential token supply versus what the current supply is going to be is completely different. People are coming out with these weird price estimates that are extremely low. And I'd be upset too if that's what it comes out. I just don't think it's going to be as low as what people think it's going to be. So if any of y'all have caught any of my videos lately, I can tell you this. I have been hitting Silencio hard. I've been doing videos, shorts on it, trying to get the word out, because they have a very nice airdrop. It's like 20% of whatever you're making or something like that, in addition to whatever you have, something like that. I'm not 100% sure about it, but the beginning rankings of this, there's different divisions. There's like Ruby and Sapphire or something like that, eventually to Diamond. The first couple, look, my kids are doing this because that's referrals, and it's something, this is an easy, fun, free project that I can get them in to teach them a little bit about crypto, about DPIN, about, whatever. And they're going to keep whatever they make. And I told them, this is a way of showing y'all that by you working, you doing whatever you're doing with Silencio, you have the potential of making more and more. What I'm trying to get at is my kids, who are barely doing this that much, have already progressed to like the next color. That's how easy it is to get through if you put the time in. If you go around and you have, and I know I might be talking above some of y'all's heads here, but if you download the project and you use the Grumpy code up here, that way, SJSO 395, when you download Silencio, you'll see all these hexes. If those hexes are open, or you go to those little venues where you see a business name and you go do a venue, and you're the first person, you got to stop what you're doing and you got to do that venue. That's 100 something points right there. plus the bonus where you have a potential of a 3x, 5x, 10x right there, you're going to jump colors in a day, if not 2 or 3 days, if you're hitting it hard. I've been hitting this hard. I went from like ranked 1100, 10 or 1000 to like 740 or 50 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Silencio, they don't know exactly, they're off the Peak network, and I know they're doing transactions on Peak and all that, but you still have the potential to get into this project and do pretty well with it. So get into it and use my code. I'm going to keep hitting on that until we get close to this airdrop, because people still have potential to get into it. 375 AI is another project. I have a code below that you can use to get in that project. It's going to be another network type thing. And I've did some videos on it. And just to save time instead of rehashing it over and over, y'all can check those videos out. But 375 AI, no really new news on that right now. Yeah, and just looking through their Discord, I don't really see any kind of new news or anything like that. And the other one that gives Silencio a run for its money on the FUD currently is CHIRP. A lot of FUD going on. A lot of people getting disappointed. No talk about mainnet, TGE, or anything like that. But if CHIRP tells you they've already had TGE occur, we talked about this. I don't want to rehash it all, but I agree with those people. TGE also normally means mainnet, but CHIRP's trying to say their token has been created, so therefore TGE occurred. They're only concentrating really right now on this Cage game, which is only made for Android, which, despite how you feel about iOS or not, Google it. 54% of smartphone owners are iOS owners. They're trying to use this excuse that iOS wouldn't approve it because of using locations and networks. There are several projects. I've argued with people in their Discord, several apps on iOS. I named 5 of them that use location and network capturing with the strengths of networks. They're going to sit there and argue with me that iOS doesn't allow it. And I gave them 5 apps that they can go look at right now that do it. So I don't know what's going on with CHIRP. And all I'm going to say about CHIRP is there's no announcements at all about their Blackbird devices, which is supposed to be their main device. The positive is they're not asking for more people to buy them. They keep saying they're not going to sell anymore until they get close to the mainnet. So I guess if they were trying to scam people like people are accusing, they'd be asking people to buy more devices at $800 a piece. But all they talk about is this app that they came out with this game. People accuse them, well, they're just using that to get more money from fundraising and investors and stuff like that to show some kind of progress. Now people complaining that they can't even get it to load on some Android devices. I don't know. I'm still positive on the project. I just hope to get back on track. I've even spoke to some of the admins and mods on the Discord and kind of told them my feelings. Not that I'm anything special or anything like that, but I have some back and forth going on with one of them just through some other questions I had, and I mentioned that to him. And I'm not going to tell you the response because I tell these mods when I talk to them that it stays between us, despite whatever project it might be. And I'm going to respect that. But I told them that y'all supposed to be this network, this IoT network, better than Helium, and Helium ain't playing games on the phone. So there's that. Still keeping up with fantasy. It's getting tight. Getting tight. If you're following that home. Getting tight. Fourth quarter. Golf throws. He has 3 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion that he threw. We had 25 points. Luckily, 1 touchdown was to Laporta. So it's going to turn me to an alcoholic before it's over with. Last but not least, we talk about BitHarvest all the time. Not that I have anything against, again, because people ask me, what's my thoughts on Crank? I've known the BitHarvest guys since we were all in the scam project before that. I can't go video without mentioning the scam project, DFly, or whatever they are this week. NFT scammers are us or something like that. And we all kind of punted out of that project at the same time. So I've known those guys. They're kind of a you know, they're doing this themselves. It's not a big corporation. They're doing this on the side with real jobs and stuff like that. So I support the little guy. I told y'all I am taking this device over the next couple of days, and I'm putting this. This will be my, don't quote me on it, 7th or 8th prod device on BitHarvest, and I've paid for those. I buy about $35 worth of BitHarvest Studio tokens, and I get a license. Um, it's me supporting the project. I have plenty of BitHarvest Studio tokens, just for full disclosure. So I have those tokens also that I purchase, especially when I see a serious price dip. But um, they have the new fleet dashboard and stuff like that that we're watching. So um, that's basically it. I'm sure there's gonna be, as usual, a whole bunch of updates I think about when I'm done with this. But I want to get this done. I want to get to producing this. I want to make this other video about um, the Wingbits Geosigners devices, and I want to keep up with what's going on with my fantasy football team. So in closing, I appreciate all the support as usual. I don't even know how many subscribers we're up to, but I got videos that I want to do. Some of them aren't knocky soft. Like, I was very hesitant on before I did the Honeygain video, because I know some people come looking for, these flashy, these other YouTubers have these videos like, come right now and make, come join this project so you can make all this money, and who knows what it turns out to be. But actually, the Honeygain was a little more respected and positive, and there was a lot of people in it. So it was a kind of a surprise to me. I'm glad to see many people in it. And, if y'all want to join any of these projects, please check below. I have links to almost all of them, and it helps out the channel. You can help give 38 cents to a family in need. Um, you can tell I don't skip too many meals, so groceries are expensive. But I don't think I'm gonna be doing a live on Thursday. As of right now, it looks like I'm gonna be hunting. Supposed to get cold again. Today was like 80 degrees in Louisiana. Happy New Year. I did on my Grumpy Dad Outdoors YouTube page. We went four-wheeling, a little ATV riding by the Mississippi River in shorts. Um, if y'all caught that video. Next week's supposed to get, or end of this week, and next week's supposed to be down in the 20s and 30s. We always get about a week to a weekend of that cold weather. Maybe one more time in February, and that's about it. Mississippi's talking about possible snow. I don't like looking at weather models. Y'all know I'm a big weather geek and weather guru. I like to look at the models. Mississippi and North Louisiana is looking at snow the next week, which is like the 7th, 8th, 10th, 11th. I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you I got a lot of vacation time. Probably going to take vacation and go hunting in the snow, because Louisiana, Mississippi, it doesn't snow as much. And when it snows here, them deer move. They look like ants. They don't know what to do. They're confused. They don't know. You would think they would bed down because they're so confused. Not down here. Everybody goes hunting when it's snowing because them deer move in snow. We'll see. If you're not into hunting, I apologize. I'm sorry. I also went and created a third, because, I don't have enough to do now. I already have 4 hours of sleep, so I need to do something those 4 hours also. I went and created a third YouTube channel. My Grumpy Dad Outdoors page was getting hurt by the YouTube algorithm because I started putting some ham radio and RF type stuff on it, and YouTube algorithm was hurting. That's why I started the outdoors page and broke that off from this one. And this one didn't start growing until I took that outdoors hunting, fishing, and cooking stuff and put it on an outdoors channel. And now when I started adding ham stuff to it, that one started getting hurt. So I had to move that to a third channel, because I have no imagination at all. That one's called Grumpy KG5FQT, which is my call sign. There'll be a link for that in this description. Hey, if you're into ham radio or the occasional RF stuff with antennas, check it out. Really, all I've been doing lately is taking my videos off of the second channel and just each day posting one new one to that channel to try to get that algorithm moving. YouTube likes to see one video, or at least a short, every single day for the algorithm. That's why I do so many shorts now, even though they might be repetitive. I'm sorry. So, you'll see a short tomorrow about Wingbits. Give you all a heads up now about Geosigners, and a video tomorrow about the Geosigners, to keep the algorithm going. And I'm going to have to try to do them while I'm hunting. But in Mississippi, cell phone service where I hunt at is nil. 1 bar if you're lucky. So it's hard to do anything with cell phones and keep up with my passive income projects. But I'm talking too much. I gotta get done. Don't want to keep y'all too long. I appreciate all the support. Again, as of right now, it looks like I'm not gonna do a live on Thursday. Maybe, maybe a surprise New Year's Day. We don't know if we're gonna leave yet to go hunting on New Year's evening, which is Wednesday evening or Thursday morning. Maybe we'll do a short one Wednesday evening. I enjoy that company. That shows you how lonely I am. But hey, I enjoy lives just because it's people in there BSing, talking back and forth on the chat room, whatever you want to call it, and the chat, and we just BS for a while. Next thing you know, it's 2 hours later. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Thank y'all. Look, I know it's late. Merry Christmas to y'all who didn't see my last video. I want to wish y'all Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever that you and your family get to enjoy together that means something to y'all. Happy whatever that is to y'all. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's 2025. We're going to hit it. We're going to hit it, son. I'm telling you. I think that crypto is going to go crazy. A lot of people wondering if the alt's going to go crazy. I think at this time last year, we're going to be laughing on how worried we were at this point. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Nothing's ever financial advice. Y'all, we all don't know. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for the support. See y'all in the next video.